Being the huge World Cup soccer fan I am, I was despondent yesterday after the USA lost 1-0 to Germany. Even though the Americans advanced to the next round of the tournament, I was just heartbroken. But I put aside my disappointment. I managed to rally and pull myself off the couch and watch the NBA draft last night. Now, the NBA draft, I love the NBA draft. I covered a couple of NBA drafts as a reporter. I always like the NBA draft more than the NFL draft, which I covered a couple of them as a reporter as well. Because the NFL draft just isn't sexy anymore. There's no running backs in the first round. It's the quarterbacks that are sexy. I'm sorry. I just don't get excited when so-and-so takes an offensive tackle. What are you going to rave about an offensive tackle? Well, he's big. He moves well laterally. He only allowed 3 sacks last year. Oh, yeah, that's really sexy. So I like the NBA draft. I particularly like that I can listen to Jay Billis for 2 or 3 hours because I think he is the best damn analyst in basketball, period. I just love his insight. I love listening to him. I really think that, he really has a handle on what's going on in college basketball and how these players project into the pros. Problem with ESPN's format last night, it was a 4-man crew. Reese Davis, who I also like a lot, joined with Jay Billis, and of course then you had Bill Simmons, one of the other 4 there. Let me ask you something. Does anybody know why Bill Simmons is there? Other than those corny one-liners that usually fall flat, and then he keeps bringing them back up over and over again. Where is the wisdom that this guy really imparts on the NBA? I just don't get it. I've never understood him. But then my personal favorite, Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose. Listening to Jalen Rose speak is like being tortured, locked into a room with no windows, with 3 little girls at the front on a chalkboard just dragging their nails repeatedly for hours on end. That's Jalen Rose's voice to me. However, Jalen Rose actually said something last night that I thought was accurate. I thought it was actually a bit of wisdom from a guy I can't stand listening to. It had nothing to do actually with the NBA draft because he didn't bring a hell of a lot to that party, but he actually mentioned something about the World Cup soccer. It wasn't a matter of that USA is, so enthused with soccer. It's the fact it was patriotism. And that really, as I have hammered home for the past week about my distaste for soccer, listen, I don't give a damn what happens to the USA in soccer. I hope they win the damn World Cup. It ain't going to happen. I hope thousands and thousands of people will continue watching their play. But it is patriotism when you think about it, because look at the Olympics. Do we really care about 90% of the sports and the competitions? That downhill skiing, we're all going to watch it, right? But do we care about it a week later? But we watch it because it's pride, it's patriotism. So Jalen Rose actually said something last night that was a tidbit that you can actually take and use the next day, which I did. And that's enough. We'll talk about Jalen Rose, and that's way too much talking about soccer. Okay, let's move on. Yesterday, here at the site, 2 handicappers were both discounted with side selections, and they both won. Chris Jordan was one of them. Yesterday, he raised the bar. He had an ultra-rare 1,500 star play, and for the 2nd straight day, he cashed in with the Angels on the run line, and for the 2nd straight day, you got that winner at a huge discounted price. In fact, yesterday, you got it for just $34. That was on the heels of Wednesday's 1,000 star top-rated run line Punisher with the Angels over the Twins that you got for just $19. Well, today, for that same $19 selection price, you can get his early bankroll builder, 4 or 5 Eastern time start at Wrigley Field, Cubs and the Nationals. It's another top-rated 1,000 star release. And keep in mind, $1 bettors following Chris's advice have won $8,900 over the past 20 days. It's his Major League Baseball winner, major wager winner, number 9 out of 11. I love when guys put Major League Baseball here on the site. Are we selling AAA picks? Is everybody betting that single A franchise in Clearwater? I don't get it. Anyway, he's 8-2 with baseball plays of 1,000 stars or higher in the month of June. And here's another one. It's available till 4 o'clock Eastern time. You get it for $19 by using coupon code CHRIS80. Chris80. Now, the other guy that won yesterday at a discounted price was Shawn Michaels, who cashed in with Detroit 6-0 over Texas, a winner you got for only $19. Today, he is the better than any half-price offer selection, saves $65 as he goes for winning day 101 out of 161. Think about that. It is just a phenomenal run. Over the past 13 months, he's had 164 plays, 100 wins, 62 losses, and 2 pushes. And when you factor in the juice and the losses, everything combined, he nets out $10 bettors have won $25,240. And today you save $65 on his 50-dime NL or 50-dime winner number 7 out of 9 is NL Run Line Lock of the Year, which goes on the nighttime card, just as strong as that 50-dimer yesterday you got on the Tigers. And you get it and save $65 by using coupon code Sean65. Sean65. The other discounts, etc., are over on the homepage, and you can see what all the other handicappers are doing as well. As for me, last night I snapped a 4-day losing streak, and I just want to nominate my new favorite player in all of Major League Baseball, and that would be a guy by the name of Scooter Gennett. I mean, is that not a great name for a baseball player? What's your name? Hey, we're going to call him Scooter. Scooter Gennett, who I never heard of until 2 days ago when he had a grand slam and the Brewers went over the Nationals to establish the final game of the 3-game series at Miller Park. But I certainly loved him last night because I had a 15-dime play on Milwaukee on the run line yesterday at plus 110. And the Brewers were only up 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th inning. And then my boy, Scooter Gennett. Come on, you just like saying that name. Who's playing? Scooter Gennett's up at the plate. Scooter Gennett hits a 2-run homer. Boom. I win 7-4. It was a 5-4 game on the run line. That's not good until Gennett went deep. Scooter slugged one. Can you imagine all the puns you can have if you're a headline writer around Scooter Gennett? Anyway, Scooter Gennett made me a winner, so I am very happy. Now, I also gave you a free winner yesterday on the Tigers, so let's get to today's complimentary plays. You know I have this superstition, and I told you gamblers, handicappers, and players are all very superstitious. I have always had this superstitious thing about coming back with a team for a second consecutive day. So although I like the Brewers a lot today on the run line once more, and although I backed Kyle Loesch in each of his last 2 startings, which came on the road and he delivered wins, I'm not taking the Brewers today on the run line except here on the complimentary play side. I'll take Brewers plus $1.05 to $1.10, laying the 1.5 runs with Loesch, who has won 5 straight starts against Colorado with a 3.11 ERA, including last Sunday when he didn't pitch great. But he never pitched great at Coors Field going into that game. But hey, he worked 5 innings, he gave up 7 hits, and allowed just 3 runs for his second straight road win. Listen, the amazing thing when Loesch goes to the hill is the Brewers give him plenty of run support. They have scored at least 5 runs in 12 of his 16 starts. Now, tonight, pitching at Miller Park, he's 3-0 with a 1.93 earned run average in his last 5 home starts. He's facing the rookie Tyler Matzik, who he faced at Coors Field on Sunday. Now, Matzik was middling to beyond mediocre in that start, which was only the third of his career. 5 1/3 innings of work, 7 hits, 4 runs, and he also walked 4 batters. Listen, the Rockies have lost 9 out of 10, or 8 out of 9. They've lost 23 of their last 32. They've lost 13 of their last 16 on the road. And as I pointed out yesterday, you know, home, road, split, they're batting almost 80-some points less as a team, and they've scored over 140 runs less in the same number of road games as home games this season. Oh, yeah, but the thin air really has nothing to do with their offensive prowess in Colorado. So I'm going to go with Milwaukee in that one. I'm going to go with San Diego, and this is, you know, every now and then you come across statistical anomalies. So I'm going to take the Padres tonight, minus the 125, with Tyson Ross at home against Arizona and Brandon McCarthy. You know the Diamondbacks are 2-14 in McCarthy's starts this season, and he's 1-10 personally in those 16 starts. And the only 2 wins by the Diamondbacks this season in McCarthy's starts, and the only personal win that he's picked up, came against the Padres. Go figure. I mean, that is a statistical anomaly. What is not a statistical anomaly is the nightmare season that McCarthy is having this year. On the road, 5.40 earned run average and 6 road starts and a 1-4 record, and 97 innings pitched this season. He's given up 117 hits, 15 homers. There's a reason he's 1-10 with a 5.38 ERA no matter where he's pitching this season, and there's a reason that the Diamondbacks are 2-14 in his starts. His last 6 starts, he's been particularly brutal with a 6.62 ERA. Now, Tyson Ross is another one of those Padres pitchers who you put him in Petco Park, he really excels. You take him out of that pitcher-friendly park, and he struggles. Listen, he's got a 2.36 earned run average and 8 home starts this season. Problem with Ross is that they have not scored 1 run of support for him when he has been pitching in those last 4 starts. Big surprise, the Padres have lost all 4 of those games. Now, he was rocked, ironically, when facing McCarthy in his last start against the Diamondbacks about a month and a half ago. but he had a 1.86 earned run average in his previous 4 starts against them. Padres just took 2 out of 3 at San Francisco. Yes, they got no hit by Lincecum in the series finale. But they scored 13 runs in the first 2 games of that series at San Fran. They've won 5 of their last 7 overall. Meanwhile, the Diamondbacks have lost 9 of their last 13, including 4 or 5 on the road. So I'm going to go with San Diego in that one, minus $1.25. And finally, I'm going to go with the Dodgers, who I think are a little undervalued tonight at minus $1.40. I anticipated them being at least $1.60 in this game. I'm going to go with the Dodgers in this one. They have won 9 of their last 12, including 6 of 7 at home. They won last night's series opener 1-0. The Cardinals had won 3 out of 4 going into that series opener, scoring 26 runs, and last night they were just shut down. 1-0 loss for them. Carlos Martinez making his 4th ever start, being called out of the bullpen for the 2nd straight time in a week to go for the Cardinals. I watched his last start against Philadelphia. A guy throws hard, but he is wild. And as like one of the announcers said for Philadelphia, it's like he doesn't have any idea what he's doing out there on the mound. He just gets the ball and fires it back. And where it ends up in the catcher's mitt is where it ends up. So I'm going to go with him in this, with the Dodgers in this start tonight, minus $1.40. So the Dodgers, the Padres, and then the Brewers on the run line are your 3 complimentary plays. That'll do it, and I'll catch you again on Saturday.